Hello everyone, how are you doing? It's your favorite baby girl Sarah, and this is my YouTube channel Sarah Lately. So I hope you are doing well because I am perfectly fine. I am perfectly fine. The children are at school. That is why you see me with a with a noiseless background because they are at school. Now, please, if you haven't subscribed, please do not forget to subscribe. Subscribe now. But why wait? Why the wait? Subscribe now. Like, share, comment, and keep watching my videos. There are very many other videos I made in the past. Please watch them as well. Now, the major purpose of this video is I want us to look at something. Something has been bothering me for some time. I have been a stay-at-home mom for some good years now, for 7 years, and it's hectic, really hectic, really busy because I have had maids. I usually have maids when I give birth, but I usually let go because of some reasons I let go. So I prefer doing my work myself because I cannot handle so many things. So for that reason, I just decided to quit and let go of maids. But uh, around 4 months ago, I had a headache. I had a headache and I was referred to a certain professor. This professor was a lady. She was and she is a professor who is very busy. She is a very busy professor. She works in several government hospitals, around 3 in Kampala. She has her own research center. She is a mother of 2 children. She is married, you know, and then she is lecturing at 2 government universities in Uganda, and you can see how busy that person is. And in my mind, as we were talking, I was like, how on earth do you manage doing all that? How on earth do you manage doing all that? Like, how do you manage being a mom? Because a mom is a mom. Whether you're working, whether you're a stay-at-home mom like me, a mom remains a mom. Even when they go to work, their minds keep, like, they cannot settle there in peace because they have to check on their children. How are they? How is school? When are they coming back to work? And by the way, this lady picks her children from school. And by the time they get home, she has to be at home. She prepares their meals. Oh my God. And in my mind, I was like, how do you manage doing all that by yourself? I know she gets a little help. Like, people come in and help her once, like they come and do this and that, and then they go. A little, just a little, but she has to prepare her food for the children. She has to make sure the husband is well taken care of, and she has jobs to attend to. She has hospitals to visit. She's got clients and she has her own business that is so huge on her. And then in my mind, as a stay-at-home mom, I was like, very many people underrate staying at home because they think maybe they're doing nothing, they're unproductive, they are lazy. How on earth do you say that? Do you realize the kind of gravity that sits on the shoulders of stay-at-home moms? Do you realize? Now she's just a stay-at-home mom. I tell you, I go to bed extremely tired. Not just tired, but exhausted. Drained, exhausted, and tired. Those are the right words to describe my situation. I go to bed very drained. Now imagine if I had a job. Because I have 3 children, I have to make sure that the house is spotless. I have to make sure food is on time. I have to make sure everyone's clothes and shoes are clean. And so many other things. But now, think about a mother who has job at work. Like, who has job as well. They have to work as well, because the same reason as to why they go to work is to look for money, to make sure their children are okay, to make sure their children are well taken care of. I find it really, 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 what is the English word? Unfair and inconsiderate. You calling a stay-at-home mom lazy, and which other word do they usually use? Lazy and like people who don't have goals, people who just don't want to work. But there is a lot of work to do at home. There is a lot of work. People usually do not look at this side of those moms not having enough time to take care of themselves. I have talked to mothers several times, and I have realized those moms do not even have time to look in the mirror just to make sure they look good. Because you have to wake up, papa, the school van is leaving, you have to make sure they have had their breakfast, they are ready for school. You run, sometimes the school van will leave you behind. You run, you have to come back, you have to take care of this. You do not rest. You do not rest. And that's how all your days will run, unless if you get help. At least here in Africa, we get help. We have our relatives. Once in a while, they can pop in and give us help. And when they are around, trust me, it is total relief. You can relax. You can eat food in peace. Personally, I don't even remember the last time I ate food in peace. I don't remember, because I'm always on time, running this and that, you know. But now, an unjust person, an inconsiderate person will say, you are lazy. Those are things that women go through. Very many women go through in this world. And it's not only here in Uganda. This video is looking, or is made for people, for women who are actually for all mothers in the world, because at least here in Africa, we can afford maids because they're not very expensive. And even our family members can come in and give us a hand here and there. But now there are mothers who live overseas. Mothers who live overseas have a very rough time. I was always wondering why they do not have a lot of children. They usually have 1, 2, 3. Very few of them have even 3 children. And that will be so much. They cannot even stretch up to 5, because they cannot, not everyone abroad can afford a maid. It's quite hard and expensive for them to afford maids. It's quite hard for them to juggle between motherhood and job, motherhood and being a wife. So it's quite hard for them. I think at some point mothers mothers need flowers, need treats, need, they need treats, they need gifts, because we are carrying a very huge burden on our shoulders. Look at this mother in Europe who cannot afford a maid, because maids are very expensive in Europe. So she has to do all the housework by herself. She has to do all that by herself. And then she's a mother, maybe she's even expecting, blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of work for her to do. And she has to report at work in due time. That is very huge. And people usually overlook the days the mothers and the times they spend lonely, because we do not take care of ourselves. Like, we do not have the me time. I know all mothers understand that we need me time. There is need for me time. A time you go to the spa, this time you go to and sit just alone and eat your food, think about your stuff, watch a movie, stretch around, go for a vacation, go for a staycation, visit a friend. We cannot afford that, because we have to run up and down. I don't even remember when I last visited a friend. I don't remember. Not because I hate them, but because I have a lot of work to do. So those women need to be given their flowers. They need to be appreciated. They need to be loved, because it is a lot of work. I heard of a certain country that in their parliament they suggested that stay-at-home moms should be given a certain amount of money at the end of every month. I was like, what? Oh, I've envied them. I was so jealous of them. I felt like running to their country because we honestly need time. We need time to sleep. Tell me in the comment section, a mother. Tell me, share with me when you last had proper sleep. You cannot sleep in peace. You sleep while exhausted, and then you have to wake up very early. Some of us have small babies, they'll cry over midnight, and you have to wake up. It's quite so hard on our shoulders. I remember a time I went to the salon. My son Jason was 3 months old, and the firstborn was at school, and then Jaden was still at home with me. So I had to run to the salon. My hair was really bad. I had to rush to the salon. I had to carry Jaden as well. He was 2 years only. I had to carry food for Steffi because she was at school. I instructed the boda man to bring her to the salon. So in total, I had 3 children in the salon. Do you realize the gravity that comes along with that burden? This was a baby, 2 to 3 months old, Jason. And then I had Jaden running all over the salon, touching this, touching that. Yeah? And then they're plaiting my hair, and I'm expecting someone from school. Then Steffi came. They were 3. They were playing. I had to shout because they don't like their things messed up. You know? And then I had to find time to run back home quickly, prepare supper, do homework, make sure the uniforms are clean, make sure this and that is clean, make sure make sure there's a lot of making sure when you're a stay-at-home mom or when you're a mother. This is really hectic. This is really hectic, and being that we're approaching Women's Day, I'm really dedicating this video to all mothers. I'm dedicating this video to all mothers who are struggling so much. Put aside those mothers who are wealthy, at least they can afford good life, like they can afford a vacation here and there, they can afford. But to mothers who cannot afford that, you cannot afford even a simple staycation, you're a mother, you seem quite stacked up. By the way, being a mother is getting yourself stuck in some situation, in some way. Not in a bad way, but you are stuck because you cannot afford leaving your children behind because you have to go and do a certain job. Even those women who do that, they sacrifice a lot. So they have to make sure they have to go and work, bring money because their children need this and that. But again, they are not at peace at work because they have to call every now and then on their children to see how they are doing. There is a lot of work that comes along with being a mother. So women need flowers. Women need appreciation. Women need time off. Women need a day off. Oh my God, they need staycations. They need vacations. They need gifts. I don't know. I all along thought it was only me, but discussing with other women, I have realized there is a lot of work for us. I think this is a God-given role. There is a lot of work that comes along with being a mother. You cannot rest, you cannot have peace. Shout out to all mothers. I salute you. I love you so much. I adore you. I appreciate you so much. May God bless you. May God widen your sources of income. May God bring good people into your life. May God provide everything you need. May God give you emotional strength. May God give you physical strength. May you never suffer from any disease. May the Lord bless you in all possible ways. I love you so much. Until next time, see you in the next one. Bye.